Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. And now, here are your hosts.
Oh, we're back. It's 2020. Chris.
I'm Rich.
I'm the Iceman. And this is number 155. All right.
We're up there.
Yeah, a lot of shit has happened since last... Well, you guys did the show without me. But, yeah, wow. NFL playoffs, college football playoffs, a whole bunch of shit. So let's just jump right into it. College football playoffs. LSU, how are you doing? Did Clemson forget?
No. Clemson hung in there. It was a great game all the way till the third quarter.
What? That's insane. Like, third quarter, we're done.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's a great game? Man, 28 points. LSU hung up on them to 17 in the first half. That first quarter was the only quarter that was close.
It was 28-25. And then in the later part of the third quarter, Clemson made a mistake, and LSU got a really big running play, and the next thing you know, they never looked back.
Well, I guess I'm spoiled then. To me, this was a middling to really forgettable national championship game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you won't forget about it. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I will. Once he gets drafted by the
Bengals.
The Bengals and disappears, becomes a fucking bench warmer for, after he plays out his rookie contract. So enjoy it now. Collect all the blowjobs from all the co-eds you can now, because homeboy, your career is going to be shit in the NFL. If you're lucky, you're Matthew Stafford Part 2.
Ooh, ouch.
Ooh.
That's if you're lucky, and that's not saying anything about him. That's just like, dude, these. I'm to the point where I'm like, show me, motherfucker. I'm from Missouri. Show me. Because I've heard too much. Oh, Baker Mayfield. Oh, yeah. He's going to come into the league and dominate. The only thing he's dominated is the memes of him looking like a deer in headlights in the post-game press conference. That's it.
Yeah.
And Johnny Manziel and shit.
It's always the guys that don't go first or second off the board, for the quarterbacks that they seem to be doing, world beaters, guys that they get drafted by the teams that are not complete shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's where they can actually do something.
But before we completely shit on Baker, I think the Browns, it was like giving a 16-year-old a Maserati. Hey, 16-year-old, here's a Corvette for your first car. Giving Freddie Kitchens that job. Like, I think that was the mistake in Cleveland, but we'll see.
Yeah, because Freddie's gone now.
Yeah, and he's a rookie coach. Hey, here's a Heisman Trophy winner. Here's two guys from a national championship team. Here's probably, if you run it right, the best backfield in the NFL, and go. And what do they do? Nothing.
Truth.
So obviously, in my opinion, the person running the show had no fucking idea what he had or what to do with it.
No, I'm with you on that
but we're talking college.
Oh my God.
Well, it's tangentially related, Odell went to LSU. Oh, did you see him handing out cash to the players after the game? OBJ was giving LSU players just handfuls of cash.
No, I didn't see
that.
Did he really?
That? Oh, yeah.
No.
It's like, hey, the NCAA won't pay you? I will. Here you go.
Damn.
Well, if it's their last game and they've already declared for the draft, then might as well take it.
Even if I didn't declare for the draft, I would have after that one.
Yeah, I just stuffed it in my uniform. It's crazy. I dropped it. I don't know. There's a lot of commotion. The shit got crazy. I don't know where it is. Meanwhile, you got 2K in your jockstrap.
Yeah, before we go too far into the championship game, how about what led up to it? Ohio State, how you doing?
Hey, they almost beat Clemson, and you know they almost beat Clemson. Clemson didn't show up till the second half of that game.
Almost.
Well, there you go. Way to represent the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I actually gave the
You were
Buckeyes
almost
credit.
great.
I actually gave the Buckeyes credit, and, they did what they like to do. Shit all over a Michigan fan. So, thanks. Next time, fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
Well, they're taking lessons from the Lions. They didn't play the whole game. 4 quarters, not 2.
Oh, man. You know who I feel the worst for? Is Trevor Lawrence. That was his first loss ever as a starter.
Oh, well. I don't feel bad for him. That means he'll get drafted second. He'll be fine. you lost 1 game your whole college career as a starting quarterback. He'll be all right in the draft. Trust me.
On top of that, I've seen pictures of his girlfriend. Yeah. She made him forget about the loss for a little bit last night. I guarantee you.
Probably still making him forget about it now.
Yeah, if she's a good one.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into the draft with the quarterbacks, let's just remember that the Bears traded up to get Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, with Mahomes on the
with
board.
With Watson and Mahomes on the board. Or Mahomes and what's his nuts? Yeah, Watson. I was right.
Great call, Chicago. Great call.
Whoops.
Well, Chicago finished 500, better than the Lions.
Well, I mean, getting back to the game, though, I mean, all right, so is LSU now the bandwagon pick?
No.
Is LSU now the new Alabama?
No.
No, all their players went to the draft, including Joe Burrows. They're done.
Well, too, and
They got to
LSU
rebuild.
they don't have the legacy that Alabama. Les Miles is long gone. The Les Miles LSU. That's he's coaching at Kansas. Put it that way. Those days, my opinion, of LSU are over. This might be the building block to bringing those days back, but in my opinion, it's still like Alabama, Clemson. As far
You know what, though? This has to be said. Good on LSU for hiring Coach O, because there was so much shit given to LSU for hiring him, and so many memes and so many people making fun of his voice and everything. He could have held up a big middle finger last night, and he didn't. He came out and was like, Louisiana's a great state. This team is a great... He did what he always does. He gives the credit to everybody else, and he loves Louisiana.
What, in 2020, somebody acted classy? Get the fuck out.
Oh, he did. No, he did. It was amazing. And, yeah, but there was a lot of grief given to LSU for hiring Coach O. And he took him back home. He took him where Les took him. He's told people to kiss his ass in style.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better than telling people to kiss your ass. That's just letting life tell everyone to kiss your ass.
Pretty much.
Oh, cool. Wrong decision, huh? Take this ring and shove it up your ass.
Matter of fact, nah. Just look at it. Don't even, nah.
Yeah.
Just stare at it.
Yeah.
See what happens when a college football program hires the right head coach?
Oh.
Oh.
Do I detect some saltiness?
Oh.
It ain't even saltiness. It's just facts.
Yeah. Well, that's...
I mean, it's just all there is to it, man.
Anything more on the national championship, or do we want to talk about Michigan's bowl game?
Speaking of, I was just going to say, they had a chance for a second.
Yeah, like literally 1 second.
Like 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, I said they have a 1% chance of winning that game, that it's not completely impossible. And for like 1 second, they were like, we might do. Oh, that second has passed.
Yeah.
All I heard was Boomer. He could go all.
And trust me, as a State fan, I got to get my licks in. That was Alabama's B team, Michigan fans. Just putting that out there. That was all. That was all the guys who rode the bench all year, Michigan fan.
That wasn't even their B team, dudes. That was the people that were sleeping at the back of the bus. Hey, wake up! It's time to play.
You want to compete for a national championship? You got to beat their starters, and you couldn't even hang with like Earl said, the C team.
Yeah, essentially the practice squad. Yeah.
So I don't want to hear any shit about I don't want to hear any shit about winning it all in fucking August because you have a long way to go to even get to that level.
Seriously, you couldn't even beat Rudy.
No, man, and it's not. Here's the thing. It's not going to start. I mean, you have delusional Michigan fans, but it's not going to start with them. It's going to start with a national pundit saying that they're going to go undefeated.
Oh, I know. We're going to be
And they're
bitching
gonna-
about them being ranked in the top 10 in August. We do it every year because it happens.
And then the maize and blue Kool-Aid drinkers will take that national pundit's opinion and start running with it for no good reason, with no proof or anything to back it up. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just we all know how it's going to go. I mean, believe me, that's why there's really no reason to talk about it. Alabama came out there and was like, please.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what they did. Like, child please. And then
Really.
and it was the end of it. And Michigan was like, oh, well, this could be a statement game and blah, 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 blah. And,
For Alabama.
no.
Yeah.
It was a statement game.
For the wrong team. Yeah.
You are what you are.
Flashback to the 90s. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Alabama said, hey, with our C team, we'll take out one of the best teams in the Big Ten. That was the statement that was made.
I'll tell you, to quote Frank Zappa, you are what you is. And what you is a middling team in a regional conference. You're not a national powerhouse.
Oh,
Now,
End of
I
story.
I was talking to somebody here in Kansas the other night about college sports, and I said, I'm from Michigan, and he goes, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I know. When you think of college football, you have to think of the big block M. When you think of college basketball, you think of the green and white. It's just how it goes. It's how it's been for many, many moons. And that's not going to change, because if they don't have that, they don't have the draw from those people there.
you think after the season Michigan had and the season Ohio State had, Michigan's going to out-recruit Ohio State? Fuck no.
God no.
No, and Michigan's recruiting's all fucked up, but there's no point even getting into it right now, because there's going to be look at me Harbaugh stories between now and the first game of the season later this year. He's going to do his shirtless routine. He's going to sleep over at a recruit's house. He's going to do his, not break the rules, but bend it to almost the breaking point type bullshit. And it's all going to be for nothing. It's just all stroking his ego. And he's got the school that'll let him do it, because he's a Michigan man. What can you say? There's nothing more to say about it, man. They gave him a blank check and a get out of jail free deck of cards. And it's like Dennis Leary said, he's like, when he had a bit when Hanson had first come out. He's like, anybody tired of these little shits? He's like, what's that drummer, 10? He's like, I can't wait in 5 years when they find him with an 8-ball and a American Express black card up the vagina of a fucking hooker. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm 15 and I got fucking $20 million in credit cards. What the fuck? What do I want to do? This is Harbaugh. Harbaugh's been given a blank check and a deck of get out of jail free cards. He can show off and do whatever the fuck he wants. And he won't go anywhere until he wants to. I truly believe that now. If he got through this year, he's bulletproof. I mean, the only thing I can think is if he pulls like a first season Rich Rod, if he posts that type of record.
Wait, what if he shows up next year and drops 3-10? Is that it for him?
It has to be. It has to be. Dude,
Yeah,
there's
but
no
it
fucking
won't
way.
be it won't be a curtain call like, he's our guy, we're gonna get him, and then fire him behind closed doors. They'll go to him behind closed doors and be like, Harbaugh, could you leave out the back door, please? We'll tell him you got sick.
Where's Jim? He died. He got lost on the way to practice. We can't find him. It's crazy.
Do a rock star move. All he told me was he had to pee. I don't know. He was going to take a piss. That's all he said.
Well, anyways, I mean, getting back to the national championship game, LSU, they did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? They went through who they had to go through. Yeah, I mean, what was I forget right off the top of my head. All I know is that the gaping anus they left in Oklahoma when they pulled their dick out of their ass was pretty impressive. What was it, like 63-28, something like that?
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, that might have hurt Jalen Hurts' draft stock a little bit.
Nah, not that team. No, he's still.
I know we didn't.
I said a little bit. I'm talking 1 or 2 positions, not 10, dude.
Well, I know we didn't pick it, but I mean, I think you'd have been kind of foolish to pick against LSU to win this game.
Actually, I probably would have picked Clemson. Just they're the defending champs. So.
It's one of those things. I couldn't pick against Joe. My boss, where I work right now, has 2 degrees from Clemson. And we were talking, and he's like, shut up. And I'm like, dude, I'm just being real. I'm sorry, man. Joe Burrows is the man in college now.
You were like me last year in Kansas City when they were playing the Patriots, talking to all my franchisees. Okay. I mean, you guys are excited, but, you know, where'd your team lose the first time this year, and who beat them? And
I'm just saying.
I was being that guy. Like, yeah, I get it. You're excited. Team's in the playoffs. But... You know, I was being the cold shower reality like you were being nice.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. Trevor hasn't lost a game in his starting career in college. You got that going for you. They've been there before. You got that going for you. The coach knows what to do in that position. Got that going for you. However,
that's what I would have picked everything on. Dabo's been there before. Trevor's never lost. They're defending. I'm saying I would have picked Clemson based on everything you just said.
And when I said, however, that's why I would have picked LSU. Joe Burrows is the shit, dude, and he showed it.
See, to me, it's the fact that Clemson didn't just roughshod over Ohio State when Ohio State was proving that they're dominant in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is a middle-of-the-road conference. They're not a national, powerhouse conference. They're not the SEC. Period. End of story. And that, to me, that was like, okay, then you know what? I was buying the Ohio State. I was buying what they were selling. I was drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid, a little too much.
I had a big old pitcher of red and gray Kool-Aid.
I didn't. I knew for a fact Clemson was going to take them down. I said Clemson LSU.
I got some texts around halftime of that game where you weren't so sure. Just saying.
Oh yeah. It looked sketchy, but like I said before, Trevor Lawrence hasn't lost, and he didn't there. And I said after the game, that's great and all, but it's going to suck next game when he loses it in the championship. So,
first of all, Joe Burrow, like I said, congratulations, you just won. All expenses paid trip to the Bengals practice facility. Enjoy that. Looking like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Has anyone ever undeclared? Like, as soon as he wins, he's MVP. Oh, wait, I'm going to go to Cincinnati. No, I'm finishing school.
Yeah, his name's Eli Manning.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence looks like every 40-year-old lesbian gym coach who only fucks dime pieces now. So, I mean, it's just like...
I can't help it. Doesn't Trevor Lawrence remind you of the guy from Remember the Titans? Sunshine?
No, he looks like a transgendered version of Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Like, seriously, I want to know his pronouns. You know what I'm saying? He looks like an alphabet person. I'm sorry, he just does.
Nothing for transitioning Alanis Morissette? Nothing? Like, she's going the other way? She wants to be a dude?
He's too blonde.
Maybe I've seen too many pictures of him where you could see his brunette in it. But, so, LSU, you did it. And I'm with Ice. You probably won't do it again because most of the team that did it's going pro.
Yes.
Yeah, but once again, you guys have misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not saying that just because they become the new hotness for people to pick, that means they are actually worthy of being picked. I'm just saying I know how people are.
You're just saying with the pundits, this relit the LSU fire.
Just remember, these are the same people that fucking put Michigan in the top 10 preseason every fucking year, it seems like.
I believe this year it was number 7.
Something like that.
Wasn't there a year while we've been on the air where they got like to 3 or something like that?
I can't remember. I've done my best to block those out.
Yeah, they've been to 3. They've been in the top 4, I know.
Well, there's 2 stories that came out of the national championship game that had nothing to do with the game on the field.
Oh, I know where one of these is going.
Me too.
That made me just go.
We're out of shit to talk about and complain about?
Like, seriously, people, join the army, go to war, learn what real problems are.
Yeah.
The first one is apparently there were cops running around on the field threatening to arrest LSU players for smoking victory cigars after their win. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, really? Come on now. You're going to arrest?
You don't believe it, or come on out of the cops?
To the cops. If it's true, get the fuck out of here.
Well, no, hey, dude, we're in it. Smoking is evil now, man. I mean, I believe there are some places in California, New York, where you can't smoke outside, which blows my mind. Like, no smoking here. Wow,
Dude,
we're outside.
In Utah, if you smoke in your car, you have to have the windows up. If you're smoking in your car with the windows down, you will be ticketed.
I remember when I had to go to the Northwest for work. In Washington, the state of Washington, you have to be 50 feet from a building to smoke. And they will let you know if you are not 50 feet away.
In the state of Kansas, you have to be 21 years old or older to smoke.
Well, actually, in the whole country now, that changed.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Rich, I'm with you with the come on. These guys just reach one of sports' highest pinnacles, and you're going to bust their balls for a victory cigar? You got a shit to do?
Yeah, and by the way, where's the national championship game held? Where was it?
Louisiana.
Yeah, someone's not beating their wife in the parking lot?
Yeah, what city? Are they right near?
New Orleans.
Oh, so you're telling me there's not like rapes and muggings and
there's football players
assaults?
smoking cigars we got to take care of, Rich.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Got to make a big show and make a point of something that matters nothing, not at all.
Hey, just take a page out of Bill Clinton's book. Yeah, I smoked a cigar. I didn't like it, so I didn't inhale. Whatever.
No, but no, the fact that it was lit and somebody's pristine nose could smell it, Ice, it is too much.
Yeah, and then the other one is the ridiculous deal that was made about Drew Brees and Vince Vaughn talking to Trump.
Oh, I didn't know Drew Brees was part of this. Canceled.
Yep. Drew Brees and his whole family took a picture with Trump.
Oh, whole family canceled. Even that kid that wore the fucking headphones. He's canceled too.
Yep.
Why? What does it matter to people? What does it fucking matter? Who cares? To me, it's just like the ridiculous with the Ellen thing. All I'm seeing is 3 rich people watching football. That's what I'm seeing. Like, why does it matter to people?
Because they talked to an impeached president.
Oh, and Vince Vaughn made the cardinal sin of shaking his hand. Ooh.
No. You didn't touch him. Tell me you didn't touch him.
You touched him. He got the orange on him.
And that's how orange became the new black right there.
Oh, and people that feel that, well, I mean, basically you're endorsing him as president and saying he's doing a good job and blah blah blah. And this is how come he'll never listen to this podcast. This is how come we can't have real conversations and honest conversations on unregimented, because we have a co-host who would say that shit, and I'd go, get the fuck out of here, and then he would fucking just drop nuclear bombs on me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and play this game. Like, really, dude? You really, somebody talking to the fucking man, the president, really is on par with like co-signing on, like oh, he played Mussolini to Trump's Hitler. Get the fuck out of my face, dude. Go get first of all, go seriously, people. If you feel this way, delete the Twitter app from your phone. Delete the Facebook app from your phone. In fact, Get rid of your smartphone. Go get a flip phone and go get a fucking hobby.
Well,
like,
and
seriously, grow the fuck up.
If we're going on that, then how about Un from Korea? He's endorsing Trump too.
Oh.
He was shaking hands and taking pictures and walking and talking with them. Spent a lot of time with the man.
Well, complicit also.
Just saying. What about the Queen of England playing hide and go seek with him? She endorses him. These people are retarded.
I no idea, dude. No idea. I'm just like, really.
The tweet, the first tweet about it too, is so obnoxious. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I have to share this video with you, all of it, every part of it. Oh, you're a fucking hero, dude. Timothy Burke. Who the fuck is that?
No one knows. No one cares. Has he got a blue check mark?
Yeah.
Okay, so he thinks he's somebody.
And he's got
So in the twatter sphere, his fellow twats think he's somebody special, and that's it. No one else gives a fuck. No one else knows who he is. No one else cares. And everything, all this ignorant shit that these people spew, and all this hatred, and someone should assassinate the president. That's okay because Orange Man bad. Yet, if they see someone criticize something that one of the causes they champion, you're an istophobe all of a sudden. You got to hate this. You got to be afraid of this. You got to just shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Seriously, just shut up.
This goes back to they took the national anthem away from us, so we got to find something else to bitch about.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, yeah.
No, this goes back to now they don't show the national anthem to keep people from shitting themselves like the little babies they are, and it's not good enough. See, this is why you never apologize. This is why you never give an inch to these cock-sucking, motherfucking, cum-farting pieces of shit. Okay? You look them dead in the face, and you whip your dick out, and you throat fuck them till they're dead. Fuck these assholes. All right? Fuck them, and anyone that looks like them, fuck them where they live. I don't give a shit. These people are not progressive. These people are not about... It's not even about getting Trump out of office. It's about getting their fucking way.
Yep.
Like the fucking babies they are. Like the fucking infants they are. Because you know who gets their way all the time? Fucking
babies.
Infants.
Yeah.
And that's what the fuck these people are.
Rich, don't hold back. Come on.
Yeah, how do you really feel?
I'm tired of this shit, man. I can't even fucking read up on fucking stories today without having to rifle through story after story after story after story about, so-and-so smiled in the same stadium as Donald Trump. And this is a problem. We need to do better. Fuck off. People crying. People fucking... Get the fuck out of here, dude. Seriously. Get a fucking hobby. Get a life.
You know why Rich is so mad? Because Rich is getting irate. He's being forced to reach it against his will.
You're right, though.
Yeah, I know.
I do a search on national championship game, and I got to wade through fucking 40 different opinion pieces that has nothing to do with what happened on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of Clemson's star linebackers got ejected for targeting that wasn't targeting. No, let's not talk about that. The president was there with such and such.
Again, I always refer to, we get it. You don't like sports. This is another reason for you to start beating on your chest that you don't like sports. We get it.
You were picked last. We get it.
There's a term. There's a term that these types use called gatekeeping,
yeah.
And it's time we start doing some gatekeeping. Okay, these people are never going to be. You know who these people are? These people are like that Girl Scout troop that went to the Boy Scouts and said, "Well, we want to be in the Boy Scouts. Why can't girls and boys be in the same troop?" And the Boy Scouts resisted, and they took heat for it, and blah, blah, blah. And finally they gave in, right? And less than a year after they gave in, that Girl Scout troop forced out every boy in that troop. So now it's just the Girl Scout troop again. What the fuck was the point of that besides, I want my way? What did you accomplish? What is the point of that?
What do the Boy Scouts do that the Girl Scouts don't do? I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing. If the Girl Scouts aren't doing what they want to do, then as parents, as Girl Scout leaders, change the curriculum.
Or don't do it. How about that? We always keep forgetting that not doing something is on the table. Like we act like we're forced to do half the shit that we complain about, and 95% of it is a choice. It's something you don't have to do. You know, like when people bitch about shit on Facebook or something that Facebook or Twitter did. It's a fucking choice. You don't have to be on it. You know, you don't have to watch if you don't fucking like it. When did that option go off the table?
You know, and here's I know that, you know, it happened before these stunning and brave people, their memories kicked in. So that means it never happened to them. But, you know, I was in the Boy Scouts in the 80s. My father was a troop leader. And when we would go on camping trips or when we would do, you know, whatever as a little troop, kids, the boys would bring if their sisters wanted to go, they were allowed to come camping with us too. Everything we were learning, their sisters were allowed to learn. They weren't in the Boy Scouts, but they were allowed to come and participate.
They do it for free while your parents paid for it.
And this was in the 80s when, you know, we were still crucifying gay people and black people were being lynched from trees every 2 seconds. You know, the horrible 80s, you know.
Yeah, and women were only in the kitchen, not allowed to vote.
Wasn't that the 50s?
All these people that were alive in the 80s need to die because, you know, they were just so horrible and oppressive and all this. You know,
the oppressive 80s, as we were taught in the history books, by the way.
Seriously. So it's just like, shut up. And I mean, like, people, well, if it annoys you so much, why talk about it? You know what? Because I'm tired of acting like it doesn't fucking exist.
Well,
I'm tired of
you're annoyed by it, so you get to hear me be annoyed.
Exactly. And I'm tired of you minimizing what I got to say if I dare dismiss or minimize anything that you have to say about the subject, oh fucking hell does the shit hit the fan. It is over with. I am minimizing. I am normalizing this behavior. I am every other buzzword that these little fucking pea-brain motherfuckers can't think up for themselves, so they just parrot
toxic
their
masculinity.
Yeah, they just parrot what their fucking
complicit. What else?
What their college professors problematic. Do better.
Yeah. By the way, I'm done. I am done with fearless and bravery. By the way, I'm done with those words.
Rich, after listening to your rant, I need a safe room. I'll be back. I need to be held while I cry a little bit. Hold on.
We're just. It just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. At this point, how about this? You can have California. You can have the coastal part of California. You can have most of New England and New York. Jersey. Just leave the rest of us alone.
Yeah.
Okay? We understand. We understand that if our team wins the championship, they're going to light a cigar on the field and no one's going to die from it. It's okay. This is not an everyday, multiple times a day occurrence. We get it.
Well, you know the person who's going to die from it? The person actually smoking the cigar, which means it's a personal choice.
You know,
no, the people that are going to die from it are the people that are having heart attacks because it's going on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is the heart attack from the anxiety will kill him, not the secondhand smoke, because that's been disproven. But anyway.
You know, we understand that there's going to be politicians that we don't agree with, and just because we don't agree with them doesn't mean that all the worst parts of the Steven Spielberg movie about the Holocaust, because that's your only education about World War II that you people have ever bothered to fucking learn. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to come true. All right, guess what? I got news for you. Just because Schindler's List was in black and white, the world wasn't in black and white back then either. Okay?
I actually have a degree in that. I could tell you something about that one. You don't want to read what actually happened. Trust me.
But seriously, it's ridiculous, man.
Well, no, it is ridiculous, Rich. And you touched on it at the end there. It's all online. Once it's online, it's fact. When I was teaching history, I would state fact. Fact, not opinion, fact. And kids would look on their phones and go, no, it happened this way. Oh, well, if it's online, I'm done. That's why I don't teach. My boss asked me, why don't you teach and use your history degree? Because you can't. People today will believe anything online.
Well, no, it's one of the podcasts I listen to. Dr. Drew comes on every now and then, and he's been the one thing he's been bitching about for about the last 5 years is patients will just be like, they'll just argue with you. Like, you're the one with the medical degree and the years of experience, and I'll argue with you because WebMD says this.
Right.
Okay, cool, fine. I'd say fine, cool. Then treat yourself. Have fun. When you're ready to listen to a professional, let me know.
But then they never are. It's online. It's fact. You live and die by it.
Yeah, but the problem is that by the time they really are, is when they've done their bullshit homeopathic therapy, their gluten cleanses and all this bullshit that means nothing to nobody except for other fucking douchebags who are too afraid to look at someone and go, no, what you believe in is bullshit. Because
and then they
don't want to hurt
from pneumonia.
Because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But now the cancer is stage 4 and it's metastasized and it's spread like wildfire through every fucking organ you have. Now you want to listen to the doctor.
And your arms broke.
Too late.
Yeah.
Too late. Should have listened before the bullshit. Stop going to Zerbos and Whole Foods and asking the fucking cashiers how they think what the best cancer treatment is.
Yeah, stop asking someone who's making minimum wage what you should be ingesting to fight your cancer. Well, you're a cashier at Whole Foods. You are qualified to give me medical advice.
Dude, if you think, it's no joke. I mean, it's. I'm not even exaggerating.
What's so funny is that it's real.
No, that's
then you wonder how they can look at a football game and go, "Oh, it's terrible. They're with the president. Oh, it's terrible. They lit a cigar," because they actually believe this shit, guys. It's not just a rant.
Rich touched on it. These are people without any real problems, who have not gone through any type of adversity, who haven't had any real shit happen to them.
No, I think even if they have, dude, seriously, they would find their answer online. And they would go, oh, it will get better because we'll do this.
Well, I can make the argument. If you have an internet connection, you're not that oppressed.
Seriously, all the way back to storming Area 51. There's people probably still lost in the fucking desert trying to find Area 51. Because it was online, so they had to do it.
You know what?
It's so bad. Because of the internet, guys. That's what it is. These people don't think this way. They didn't get up in the morning and go, I'm going to be this snowflake. I'm going to be this brittle, judgmental person. They've got online and they've read all this shit and they start to believe it and they see different things in different portions of their life. And they're like,
it sounds like you're ready to start listening to Todd's podcasts.
And they're like, oh shit, this is true because of this. That's true because of that. And then they get onto the national football game, the national championship game, and they're like, they lit a cigar. My God in heaven, the heavens will fall.
Go to Todd's podcast, scroll back to about September, and just start listening to the propaganda series. You sound like you're about there.
And do you guys remember, like a couple years ago, we covered the story about the chick who went on, of course it was Twitter, of course, and made a big deal because they were hanging up K's for the strikeouts. And after 3 Ks, she took a picture of it and goes, oh, they're celebrating the clan out in the open. And then when people actually took the time with kid gloves, like they were handling a newborn baby to explain to her why she was wrong and why she needs to calm down, she still refused to fucking give an inch and said, well, it's offensive. They need to change it.
Yeah, she's like, it's offensive to me. Even though it's not offensive to you, it's offensive to me. Yeah, I remember talking about it. Like but people like that are more than majority nowadays, it seems like.
Yeah, but dude, she was fucking white.
Doesn't matter.
The fuck?
White women love to get offended on other people's behalf more than almost anybody I know.
The KKK wouldn't even know she existed other than say she's superior because she's white.
It's pretty much MSNBC's primetime lineup is white women getting offended.
So, these fucking women sitting around drinking their wine, popping their pills. Oh, it's so horrible. The black experience in this country.
Meanwhile, they're not doing anything to fix it. They're just saying that it sucks.
Oh, really, Rose? Tell me about the black experience in this country, okay? Miss, I can trace my lineage back to one of the original one of the original 4 ships that came here. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Tell me about the black experience, please.
See, the listeners right now, this is what happens when we ball Rich up for a month and then we let him go.
It's backed up.
Well, it's dude, seriously, like, it's been a breath of fresh air. Like having Sirius give me the 3 months free, the free trial or whatever, because I put on the sports channels, and there's a lot of them. And now that I've had it for going on a month, I've narrowed it down to the channels that I don't want to listen to and the channels that I do want to listen to. And the channels I don't want to listen to when it comes to sports are just horse shit. They don't talk about anything of any substance. It's, oh, well, ESPN did this and this. And if I want to know ESPN drama, like,
you
it's
turn
almost
into
like
their channel.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a you know what ESPN it really reminds me of? Melrose Place now. ESPN is its own fucking soap opera now. And this is after they pumped the brakes a little bit from a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, it was really out of control.
The last year, it's actually been quite watchable. Like, I found myself actually putting it on.
No, seriously. They stopped all the bullshit, all the daytime talk shows and shit. They actually put on games.
Oh, you mean sports on a sports channel? Get the fuck out of
It
here.
happened. It happens.
Next thing you're telling me, MTV start playing videos again.
Oh, okay, let's not go that far.
Well, all I can say is then the people I hear on ESPN radio must not be on ESPN TV.
Probably not.
That's all I can say then, because this is just like I get it. You got 4 hours a day to fill, but some of this shit is just, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? We're gonna sit and talk about tweets that some 12th round draft pick in baseball made when he was 12? Really? Like, you ain't even supposed to be on social media at 12 years old. You got to be 13 to sign up for social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we taking? And he was 12. Why are we taking any of this seriously?
Yeah.
LeBron James was dunking at 12. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but stupid shit you said when you were 12 versus now.
Oh no.
Would you say
no.
Would you say you're the same person that you are when you were 12? I know I'm not.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Why?
It's like I said. It's just it's been a breath of fresh air, and to find different sports channels that, hey, they don't do sports 100% of the time. There are channels that do that, and they are programmed in my presets. But then the other channels, what they're not doing is they're not doing sports 60% of the time, and essentially clickbait on satellite radio the other 40% of the time. If they're talking about sports culture, it's not shit to stir up hate and divisiveness between sports fans. It's shit that like actually involves sports. Mm-hmm. The shit that goes on behind the scenes. One of the best podcasts I found recently is one called Spittin' Chicklets that Barstool Sports puts out on their channel. And it's just hockey guys sitting around talking. And guys, it sounds just like us. It sounds just like us. And these are hockey guys. I don't know if it's because hockey is kind of like, under the radar for the most part, but they say whatever the fuck they want. They had Sean Avery on there, and he was talking like one of us, man. Like, there was no holds barred. And I was like, this is fucking great. This is fucking great to listen to. Because no one's worried about offending anyone's delicate sensibilities.
Well, that's Barstool's shtick, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know anything. Here's the thing. Barstool is something that I was aware of in, like, it's out there somewhere. But unless you go look them up online or seek out their podcasts, it's not like they have their own channel, like ESPN or Fox Sports.
Yeah.
I don't think they do, at least. If they do, it's never been on any cable network I've had. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, but now I think I kind of know why. Because they just don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. Remember the Goodell meme that was going around last year with him wearing the clown nose? Mm-hmm. They were the guys that did that. Like, that's... That's where but they get a lot of shit because their founder doesn't take no shit and he calls people out, and they get torched on Twitter a lot, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't know anybody like that.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be. I mean, it's once again, without getting too political, I'm just going to say this: these people that are calling themselves progressive, that are trying to force their way into all different types of subcultures, be it sports, comic books, video games, whatever you want to pick a subculture. All right. These people don't care about it. They're not going to spend any money on it. They just want to come in, destroy it because they just don't like it. So tell them to fuck off. They're not your friends. They're not here to help. They care more about fighting and winning arguments than they do about getting that orange man who's really bad out of the White House. They're not your allies, folks. You hate Trump, you're a Democrat. They aren't Democrats. They're progressives in name only. How progressive is it to want to silence everybody that you disagree with? Is that really progressive? Sounds awful regressive to me.
Like the opposite of it to me, but I'm a middle-aged white guy, so nothing I say matters, right?
Well, you know what? Here you go. Since we're accused of running the world, like us personally, then let's run the world. Everybody that's not a middle-aged white man, who's not a straight middle-aged white man, your opinion doesn't matter because we say it doesn't matter now. Now what?
Well, Beyonce told me girls run the world.
Well, pussy does.
Yeah.
Well, Nas said, "What if I ruled the world? I'd free all my sons."
I can tell you this: if Nas ruled the world, the cost of my Cool Mild 100s would go down. I found out that's his brand. Seriously.
Really? The blue box?
Yeah, he was doing an interview with oh shit, I forget the other Tretch from Naughty by Nature. They were doing an interview, and he was like, Nas, how you get to your voice to sound like that? He's like, I guess it's all them Cool Mild 100s I've been smoking all these years. Just and I'm like, wait, what? Oh shit! All right, you know what? Nas for president. I need to take a fucking.
Hey, have Newport's fallen out of favors with the brothers? Because like Chappelle was smoking a Cool on his special. Talk about Nas smoking. Like, I thought the brothers were all about the Newports. Now, Cools are on the menu. Don't get me wrong. But is Newport falling out of favor?
Fat white chicks smoke Newports. Like yo homie G-Funk white boys smoke Newports. That's who I know smoke Newports.
But they're delicious.
I don't know. To me, it's like old women smoke Salem's. Old men smoke Benson and Hedges. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain demographics that go to certain cigarettes, and it seems like, I don't know. Now it's just like, fat white chicks and guys who are 40 who still dress like Eminem from his first album. It's like that's who smokes the Newports.
Come on, Newport, step your game up.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
It's Wild Card Weekend, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. For the first time in league history, 6 games are on the board during the opening round of the playoffs. Feature games Saturday include Indy at Buffalo and LA at Seattle. On Sunday, Chicago visits the Big Easy, while divisional rivals Cleveland and Pittsburgh square off. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as the journey to Tampa gets underway. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the name your price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, well, it's been like an hour on the national championship game. So we'll move on to the pros.
Well, I think we should cover this fucking shit show that's going on in MLB.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know where to begin with this.
Yeah,
Chris,
I
you seem to have the strongest take. So
well, I don't think they. No players took any heat. What the fuck?
Not yet. Wait for it.
Well, Houston already handed down their punishments. No players took any. That's what I don't agree with. Like initially, I was like, all right, they got suspended for a year, and then I heard Houston fired Hinch, and the GM was like, all right, fine the team $5 million, all right. But then
Joey Cora from the Red Sox is gone.
But he quit.
Alex
we'll get to that. But I was waiting with Houston. I was waiting for the list of like, all right, now we're gonna get some players, and nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
but you also forgot they took their first and second round draft picks for the next 2 years.
Yeah, but still. But how about the people that actually perpetrated the crime actually pay for the crime? I guess that's my issue with it.
Well, come on now. Do you think that if the system was as elaborate as they've said it was, that the manager and the GM didn't know what was going on and let it happen? I think that's why they got the suspension and then ultimately were fired.
No, and I get that, but there's a difference between, I guess, for me, is you punish the people who let it go on versus you didn't do anything to the people who actually did it. I guess that's what rubs me the wrong way about it. Like, I get that the people who were complicit should have paid for it if they knew about it, but to me, the people who actually did it didn't. They nothing. I don't get that.
Well, I want to know whose idea it was.
Well, yeah, where's that person? Where's the person who came up with the whole thing?
Well, I mean, isn't it what you're supposed to, I guess, assume from the suspensions that the general manager and the manager were found to be the most guilty? That's why they were given the year-long suspensions. I mean, obviously they didn't tag the owner with anything except for fines. You know what I'm saying? They didn't they're not trying to take his franchise from him or something. They're not, Donald Sterling in him.
And the MLB didn't fire him. Houston fired those guys. Like, the MLB just suspended.
For a year.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, the fact that they went after him like that, but they didn't, like, they're not trying to force the owner to put his franchise up for sale like they did Donald Sterling or, some shit like that.
No, I think it was the managers that came up with the whole story, the whole way of doing it, because there's no ways that they just.
You're telling me two guys in their 50s hatched a plan to use technology to steal signs? You want to think about that? I'm putting this on some intern. Like, so they were, Earl, they were using tech. This wasn't like it wasn't like there was a guy in the press box giving them hand signals. They were using like a series of cameras and shit.
They were using their smartphones and their Apple Watches.
Exactly. You're telling me two guys in their mid-50s hatched this plan.
Absolutely.
This sounds like some millennial intern or something came up with, or maybe someone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but this isn't.
There's too much technology involved for this to be two guys in their 50s.
This isn't Bull Durham in the 80s, man. This isn't, like a minor league team in the 1980s that, or technology in sports has taken over. I mean, Inside Edge offers scouting reports up to the last pitch the pitcher threw. You know what I'm saying? And you see managers, I'm talking about older managers, maybe not guys like Leland, and maybe that's why he's no longer managing in the MLB, but you see managers with tablets and shit. They're not sitting there with a pencil and paper and a lineup card. I mean, like, you have to adapt. I'm mid-50s, ain't really that old. If you want to make a career of this, you better adapt to technology. That's what I'm saying. I think you're selling short the must adapt to technology that you have to do to coach it and be a general manager at that level. Especially be a general manager. You don't think you're a general manager of a baseball team making moves, trying to follow every move that's made in real time, and you can't work your way around a smartphone or technology?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Moneyball, remember, that was still a movie that was, based on shit that happened at this point almost 20 years ago.
I guess for me, when you get to the heart of it, for me, I just can't believe there was only two people. I guess that's really the rub for me. Really, you're only two people are taking the heat for this? There was only 2 people involved with this.
Well, again, it reached all the way over to a different team, so no, I'm not going with 2 people.
The only thing I can think they do is they do excuse me. The only thing I can think for them to do that might be coming down the line here is that there is an ongoing investigation they're not commenting on, and ultimately they're going to 1918 Black Sox some players.
Well, and the other thing that I wonder about too, that kind of just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, is if they were caught cheating, why have they not vacated their World Series? I'll say it.
Well, CC Sabathia said they should vacate the World Series.
Well, because that whole season, I remember we talked about Houston that whole season. They dominated the league that year. Well, now we know why.
They did.
So they should have to vacate that World Series.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you. Here's my thing.
That would suck on so many levels.
Look, if Major League Baseball did an investigation and said the 2 main culprits were the general manager and manager, and all they gave them was a year's suspension, they didn't punish those 2 guys enough. Period. That I can agree with. If you're going to ban Pete Rose for life for betting on his own team to win that he's managing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know where you're going. And yeah, these guys got the same thing.
Cheating
is cheating.
You have managed and been a general manager in Major League Baseball for the last day in your entire life.
How you cheated is irrelevant. You cheated.
And like I said, if there's an investigation that's still ongoing, which there very well could be, into what players were involved, to what extent players were involved, to what players maybe were the catalyst that came up with the idea or spread the idea or whatever the fuck, then yeah, there might be some lifetime bans coming down the line here. We just don't know about it. I mean, and I really think you take a look at what the Red Sox organization, they saw what was going on with Houston and were like, okay, we got to get in front of this. And that's why they were like later to Alex Cora, just see ya. We're not even, you can't fire him you can't suspend him because we fired him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. Which I don't know if that's going to.
If you suspend him, it ain't going to be on us. We did what we were supposed to do.
I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Well, he can end up too. Baseball's got like the NFL's got the commissioner's exempt list. Baseball's got their version of it too.
I just don't know how deep this is going to go. If it's already stretched to different teams.
I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm with you, Ice. Only 3 people, 2 teams cheating the entire season. Only 3 people. Come on.
So far, though, you got to remember, man, this just happened the last couple of days.
Well, the thing I'm referring to is the
as far
basketball in college. You know, one team gets all caught up in, recruiting and tampering and this and that, and the next thing you know, you got Louisville, you got this, you got that.
What you're saying is
Heisman's.
You're saying just wait.
Have been returned.
You're saying this is the beginning of a bunch of shit?
Well, yeah, because that's what happened with the college basketball. It started investigating, and the next thing you know, Heisman's fucking were taken away. Wins were vacated. Whole seasons were vacated.
They started pulling the
championships. Right. So the World Series being vacated is a very likely possibility. Players being suspended, very likely possibility. But I think they just got to... It's one of those, let's see how far the rabbit hole goes type of thing.
The NCAA has a lot more moving parts that go off in all directions compared to the pros. The pros, the money goes up. It's a pyramid scheme, okay? And the point with the pros is to limit the damage and to find as few sacrificial lambs to throw out there to shut people up. Think back to the official who got caught fixing games in the NBA. Like if they can, you say, only 3 people. Yeah, Major League Baseball would love it if these were the only 3 sacrificial lambs to come out of this, and they can move the fuck on. It's all about, look, who's going to fall on the sword? They need to fall on it quickly, cleanly, and we need to move on.
Well, you're also talking about a league that when they had the PED thing, they had a congressional hearing.
That's one of the reasons that who's going to fall on the sword? You fall
Seriously.
on it. quickly, cleanly, and we move on.
They did not handle PEDs well.
We do not want to linger on this issue. We want to move on as quick as possible. So
right. I have no idea how this is going to play out, but I knew when I found out and I said it to you guys, I was like, uh-oh, this is not going to end well for the MLB. Because they didn't hear Houston cheating and stealing signs. What people heard, and we just had an hour talk about it, was cheating, MLB. That's all people heard.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're going to have a bunch of people who don't know anything about baseball interjecting their ignorant opinion into the situation. And it's
Almost
like,
definitely.
Okay, yeah, that's what we need. We need you to muddy the water some more with your bullshit. Thank you. But like I said, I would not be shocked if this is the executive level, if you will, of dealing with the situation, and then in a couple weeks, another investigation wraps up, and Major League Baseball goes, and these were the players who we caught with their hands the most dirty. And at that point, you just got to go, are they getting a lifetime ban? Are they getting a season or two?
I want to talk to Todd about this because I think this is the precipice. And I think before spring training and during spring training, a lot of shit's going to happen. And I feel bad for Justin Verlander because he just fucking won.
Hey, if the two teams...
He moved to win.
Who won this year? Just happened. I don't fucking even remember.
Nationals,
yeah. So you have two out of the three last World Series teams been caught cheating. Hell yeah, that's going to be a big deal, man.
Yeah.
It's probably going to go deeper. I say, and if you want to go just based on by dominance, I say we look at the Dodgers next, just based on how records have been. Dodgers looking at you.
Well, I hate to say it, but there is a long and storied history of behind-the-scenes fuckery and cheating in baseball that goes back over 100 years now, from juicing the ball, scuffing the ball,
corking the bat, stealing signs, throwing games,
betting
on your own team.
Performance-enhancing drugs going back to like basically over-the-counter speed in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Those guys would drink. They would literally brew a pot of coffee and put half a bottle of speed in it, and that was for one player to get him through the day, because he was like, that was like a Mickey Mantle like pick me up because he was so hungover from the night before and shit. Like, if you ever read Ball 4, it's all in there. And you got to remember, this book was written in the late 60s when these type of things weren't known about these players yet. They were still the beat reporters and the beat writers kept their mouth shut about what they saw on the road. All it took was one player to come out and say, no, let me tell you about not only what they did, but what I did too. Like, he told on everybody, including himself.
Yeah, why are you just focusing on this? Look at this.
So, I mean, and not only did he write Ball 4, he also wrote a sequel to it. All right, so I mean,
Ball 5?
he had a lot of stories. I think it was like, you'll never play this game again or something like that. Like, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but he pitched for the Yankees. Yeah, he played for the Yankees and a few other teams, but he was his era's version of Jose Canseco. Remember when Jose Canseco's book Juiced come out, and everybody was like, oh, this motherfucker talking out of school and blah, 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 blah. And it turns out, well, I'm sure there's some bullshit in that book, but there's a lot more facts in that book than we first thought. I mean, basically anybody who was accused of juicing that was on a team with Jose Canseco was confirmed by that book, and later confirmed by Dropping Dirty. Rafael Palmeiro, Pudge Rodriguez, Mark McGwire,
Roger
Clemens, list goes on and on. So baseball is going to have to look at it this way. We just want to get this done and over with.
Well, I guess, too, what do you think about this? Because I heard a lot of reaction from baseball press when this came out. A lot of them were like, yeah, so what? Stealing signs is part of the game. Is that still like the attitude, or
stealing signs on the base paths is part of the game? I agree with that.
I did too, but would you take it to another level to where you're cheating?
To where you're getting technology involved, to where you're going between. See, one of the stories I read was that, teams are going back into the clubhouse after half innings, looking at tape of the inning that just went by and what the pitcher's doing. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. No.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
No. There's a difference between a pitcher is tipping his pitches, and you pick up on it by watching him pitch.
This broke because of the Devil Rays pitcher that was obviously tipping his pitches. I was saying I didn't even know what tipping a pitch looked like until I watched that. Well, I knew what he was about to throw. There's
a difference between picking up on a pitcher who's tipping his pitches as you're watching from the dugout or the on-deck circle, all right, and having a team of video editors editing video in real time, and then you going into the clubhouse and watching edited video and going, okay, what pitch did he throw there? Okay, and he did this.
And then too, didn't they have some kind of crazy system where they would like beat on garbage cans to let the know, like, hey, he's going to throw this?
Yeah. Which is what I'm saying. That's where it's like, okay, who was involved in that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this, if you just read about the system they had, there was more than 2 people involved in that system.
Oh, most definitely.
Just with how it was executed.
Well, here's something that we haven't talked about. That's just a fact. If this is a good general manager, and if this is a good manager of this ball club who just got fired, they walked out the door with their middle finger sticking up in the air saying, we ain't saying a mumbling word about who was involved in what. Fuck you. If they're true soldiers, they're not running their mouth on the way out the door. If they're ride or die, the players that they know were involved, they'll go to their grave before they'll give up those names. And if they're looking at staring a lifetime ban in the face or an unofficial lifetime ban, why would they give it up unless it's a bargaining chip? Okay, right. So I can come back. Okay, now I'll talk. But I want it in writing, and I'm guaranteed if I'm offered a job, I can take it, and you in Major League Baseball will not interfere.
There's a movie called Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac, where he retires after he hits his 3,000th hit, but obviously he didn't and had to come back. Anyways, he came back, and he looks at a pitcher, and he goes, oh, he tipped his pitch. He tipped his pitch, coach. And he's like so excited that he tipped his pitch, and he found out, what the guy was going to throw and everything.
Every time he tucked his arm in, he threw a curveball. Yep. Right. I remember that scene.
Right. So that obviously is allowed. I mean, if a pitcher has a routine and doesn't understand that he's telling batters that he's going to throw this, well, that's your fault.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To me, there's a world of difference between tracking, okay, someone's sitting there and going, okay, what pitch was that? All right. Okay, so he's thrown this many pitches, this many of them have been strikes, this many of them, keeping track of that's part of the game. But like I said, something just doesn't sit right if they have a video editing team.
If they have the guy from Moneyball sitting in the back room going, okay, he's about to throw this in between innings, cheating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got a video editing team editing video in real time and then showing it to coaches and the manager and players between innings, or every half inning, it just doesn't sit right with me. And I'm sure there's some baseball people out there that argue, what's the difference between doing that and writing it down on a sheet of paper? Well, writing it down on a sheet of paper, there's room for human error. Just like if you think you figured out a pitcher's and a catcher's signals between them, and you go to steal the signals and you relay that you've to a third or first base coach, you tell them I got the signals, and you're wrong, and they call for a hit and run or something, or if you think okay, he's going to throw a changeup, so I'm going to get a nice lead and head for second on this pitch, but you were wrong, and he throws a fucking heater right down there, and you get thrown out at second. That's the human element of the game. You know what I'm saying? There's room for error. Nothing, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's whatever. That's a rabbit hole. There's no need to go down any further than we already have. Because then it turns into well, if you care about human error, then what about balls and strikes and why do we have replay for home runs and it's just, I don't want to open that Pandora's box. I just don't. Look, either this is it and Major League Baseball is going to do its best to just shut the book on this and say we're not talking about it anymore and move on, or this is, like I said, just the beginning for the executive level. Now we're going to get, the next level will be the players. And then probably the last level would be anybody involved with the team that's like, clubhouse, equipment manager, equipment people, whatever, that were involved. Basically, the foot soldiers that I hate to put it this way, but no one really cares about. Like, if an equipment manager gets fired, that's not front page news in the sports, world. So.
Yeah, because it's true. It's like, the point you think about that Tyler Skaggs thing came and went because it wasn't anybody. Yep. It wasn't anybody salacious.
Yeah, it was nobody huge.
It wasn't a sexy name. So okay, cool. Just some guy moving on. That story did not have much leg. Well, it'll be interesting to see how baseball handles this. I'll tell you that, because this is, other than the PEDs, this is probably the biggest thing that's happened in baseball since we've been alive. Quite honestly, as far as bad stuff. There's that strike too, but.
Well, I mean, you could try to throw Pete Rose in there, but that was just one person fucking up really bad.
Yeah, that was one person making a bunch of bad decisions.
Yeah, that wasn't like he didn't win a World Series based on anything he did, win or lose a World Series based on anything he did. Mm-hmm. But honestly, this is my gut is telling me that Major League Baseball is going to do its best to close the book on it after this. Everything else will be handled on a team internally level. Even if Major League Baseball is going to the team behind the scenes saying, look, so-and-so's got to go, so-and-so's got to go. How you let them go and how big of a deal you make about it that's all up to you. But it can't look like you can't come back and you can't get any stink on us for this.
I just think it sucks that JV's possibly going to lose his ring.
That's what I was saying. I feel so bad for him. Like, no.
All he did was get traded to a team that was cheating like a month before the season ended.
And that motherfucker looked at him and was like, you tip my pitches, I'll whoop your ass. I'm from Detroit, not for nothing.
Hold on a sec here, because I want to check something real quick.
Wouldn't that be his luck, though, as a Tiger? I got traded. The first season I got traded, I won the World Series.
And then all those other Tigers will lose their ring, too.
Oh, damn.
Remember how we were talking about how in 2 years, or 3 years, that whole rotation won a World Series?
Yeah.
Everyone who wasn't on Washington could possibly lose it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if they, with the Black Sox, if they actually took their World Series championship away from them.
Is it in poor taste that I wouldn't mind if they took away David Price's ring? That guy's a dick.
If you're a dick, you can lose it. We're okay with that. If you were a hero, no.
But dude, we've talked about it. It wasn't just Detroit. Like, him being a dick has followed him around the league. He wasn't just a giant dick here. He's been a giant dick everywhere he's been.
Everybody's like begging for him to lose his ring.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding it anywhere right off the top of my head, but I what do you do? What do you do if you take Houston's World Series from them? Do you
give it to who they played?
But they don't do that for national championships and the Heisman Trophy. They don't go to the second place Heisman Trophy.
This ain't the NCAA.
You don't have a winner that year. I mean, that's the two options. Either it goes to the losing team, or you just don't have a winner that year.
Yeah, I think ISIS kind of nailed it on the head. A or B. There is no C.
I think you're gonna find it much more likely there'd just be no winner then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can't take it away and give it to their favorite team.
Well, no, you just give it to who they played.
Right. Either it's the losing team or nobody at all. And I think it's moreover that they would go with the nobody at all.
Yeah. There's an asterisk in the record books for that year. It says technically they won it. However,
well, I mean, also the Black Sox, they threw the World Series. You know what I'm saying? They were paid to lose the World Series.
Nope.
So,
but I guess too that what I could say with the Black Sox, yes, they threw the World Series, but you could argue Houston threw the whole season. Like
no, they just cheated the whole season.
No, that's what I'm saying. They cheated the.
But hang on a minute. Let's compare side by side, apples to apples. I mean, if you're looking at something like that, wouldn't this be like Spygate?
How so?
Right? Well, because it's the same thing. The Patriots watch tape of other teams practicing, and Houston stole signs. I mean, it's the same thing. Both teams knew what the other team was going to do.
You know, I've never gotten that about the NFL, because isn't it just like watching them play on Sunday? Is there a rule that says they can't watch their games that they just played of the team? Like, I've never gotten why they can't watch teams practice. Like, you watch their games, you watch them play.
No. They were watching them prepare for the Patriots. They weren't watching them prepare for, the Bears. They were watching them the plays that they were going to run against the Patriots, against their own team.
But why can't you just go back and watch the times that they've played you recently? Hey, here's when we played them last year. Let's watch them. Isn't that the same thing?
No, because they have different schemes. They have different ideas. They have different plays.
Mm-hmm.
Different looks.
I understand. I don't know. I've never understood that.
Well, I mean, at that point, then, Chris, you would say that stealing pitches is no big deal. If the pitch is good or not,
no,
that's all that matters.
Because there isn't video that exists of you. There's this video of you pitching, but not exists video of you setting up how you're going to pitch. I don't know. We're getting into weeds here. We should probably move on.
all I'm saying is that it reminds me of Spygate, and at that, the NFL fined them, and I don't think Brady was suspended for that. He was suspended for Deflategate. So, I mean, are we looking at the NFL being more lenient?
No,
than
he
the
did. I think he did a game or two for.
Okay, but my point is there were some suspensions, there were some fines handed out, some draft picks taken, but they didn't vacate their ring. And I mean, it's almost identical situation where you spied on the opposing team to figure out what they were going to do.
No, it isn't identical because I'm reading about it. It was one game. They did it for one game. The Astros did the entire season. Yeah, Spygate was for one game against the Jets in 2007, and the only penalty was Belichick had to pay $500,000.
Right. So take that same situation during the whole season.
Yeah, but they didn't do it during the whole season. They did it for that.
No. I'm talking about Houston.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Houston. Take that during the whole season. So you just multiply what happened to the Patriots, and that's what should happen to Houston. I don't think it should go as far as vacate the World Series.
Really, for cheating the entire season? The entire season.
Well, not all players cheated. Just
6 months.
Cheat.
No, but the team cheated for the entire season. And you think this is just like Spygate? There's no way.
No. I'm saying in Spygate is like that game for the Jets. That's what Houston did the whole season.
Yeah, and on this, it's much worse for the entire season. Especially 162 games versus 16. Or in this case, 1.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this falls out. It really is.
Because because it's not just with the Astros. It's not just the regular season too. They went into the playoffs, so more than likely they cheated in the playoffs. They cheated in the World Series. Like this goes deeper than one game, man.
No, I'm with you. It's going to be interesting to see what
the season. They cheated during the playoffs. Like this is an integrity of the game issue.
Well, you can't ban the whole team.
No, but I think how the MLB handles this is going to set a precedent for if teams if they handle this very lightly, this won't be the last we hear of this. This will happen again.
I wonder how many teams have done this, though.
You notice how we stopped hearing about PEDs? Because a couple of guys, pretty much, that was it for their career. Yeah, you notice how it stopped? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If we have punishments like this for this, it will stop. If we have light-ass punishments, we're going to be talking about this again in a couple of years. It'll just be the team name will change.
Yeah, and everybody that was juicing quit.
How you handle this now is going to determine how it's handled forward, and two, how seriously the league's going to take you moving forward. Like I said, if you cheated for a whole season, including the playoffs, you should have your title vacated, man. Like if you don't want this to happen again, that's what they should do. They should take away their World Series. I
don't think that's ever happened. Vacate a World Series when based on anything.
You got to set a precedent, man.
Boy, they got huge shit to deal with.
Look, I'm not saying vacating the World Series isn't painful for the players, but you start throwing out lifetime bans like you're handing out candy at Halloween, you're going to get every player's attention a lot quicker.
Yep.
So I think that's what's more likely to happen because this
like
strikes,
I was saying though.
Hold on, because this strikes right to the heart of the integrity of the game. And
let me ask you guys this though: what if there is more than just Astros? Because, like I said, this reached all the way over to Boston already.
What's it? You have to. How you punish the Astros is going to determine. You know, quite honestly, Rich, if they don't want to fuck around, I say they do both. You vacate your World Series and we throw out some lifetime bans. You show that you're serious, because this is serious.
Oh, this is as serious as it gets. But I'm saying though, what if this goes all around the league? You can't just start banning everybody.
Yeah, you can. What? College don't exist? There's not the minor leagues? Yeah, you can. If you want to, if you really want to send a message, you do this.
I mean, the thing is that the everyday guys look at when they started cracking down on PEDs. When you had guys like Fernando Vina and Nook Logan taking L's for fucking 40, 80 games, you're done. You're done for half the season. You're done for a quarter of the season. Okay, that scares the shit out of the everyday players who are doing it just to keep their spot, 24th, 25th man on the roster. Then when they start fucking doing it to guys like Rafael Palmeiro, you know what I'm saying? Like, they start going after Roger Clemens. They start going after Andy Pettitte. You know what I'm saying? The big name guys. That's what scares the superstars. So, I get what you're saying, Chris. Do it both. Do both. But at the same time, like I said, if there's a handful of let's say tier B, C, players that get lifetime bans and one or two fucking marquee players that get lifetime bans out of this, you're going to have everybody in Major League Baseball's attention about this. And I don't think the cheating will quit, just like with PEDs. They'll just find a better way to do it. Because I truly believe that PEDs are as much a part of baseball as, scratching your balls during the fucking national anthem and, a baseball hat as part of the uniform. I truly do believe that. And I mean, stealing signs, et cetera, that's part of the game. It's always been there. So it's just, like I said, they're going to build a better mousetrap. They're always going to try to stay one step ahead of being caught.
Yeah, again, next few months should be interesting. Tell you that.
Oh, very.
When we're going to know how much of a world of shit baseball is in? The first time pitchers and catchers report and microphones start getting shoved in players' faces and managers' faces. And if the players and managers goes, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the 2020 season. Then you know there's been from high on from baseball, the shit has rolled downhill. Keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to extend this. We're not going to feed into this. Let them think you're cheating. Who gives a fuck? Keep your mouth shut and let them think you're an asshole rather than open it up and remove all doubt.
If I was a pitcher, I'd be like, look, I'll tell him right before I throw it what I'm throwing. Let him try to hit it.
Like Kenny Powers? No, man, fucking fastball.
No, like Rick Vaughn. That's right. Old number one. If you get a piece of it, you can rename it.
I was going to say, that's some Bob Gibson shit. Seriously, it's like, that's the type of cocky-ass pitcher shit. It's like, why would I throw 4 pitches to put him on base when I can put him on base with 1?
Yeah.
Just drill his ass. Save me 3 pitches.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, well, let's move on to football here, because we got not only a divisional round to talk about, the conference championships to preview, we also have got some interesting stories going on just all around in the NFL. God. One of which is a huge one that broke like maybe an hour or two before we started recording. You want to take this one there, Ice?
Oh, with Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah, the defensive player of the year said, see you later at 28. He just decided to retire. He said he doesn't feel like he wants to retire, but it's the right time. Now, I was questioning that because I'm like, Luke Kuechly is a bad bitch. But then I watched and I looked into it a little more, and he retired because he's had like 7 concussions over the past 3 years. And Rich and I were talking and joking about it, and I said, it's kind of not a joke. He probably has blank spots where he's met somebody and was like, nah, I don't remember that. Yeah, it's time to go, Luke. And get on the field and think that you're calling the right play and then forget what play you called. And if anybody remembers, Luke Kuechly was the one that after he hit somebody so hard he concussed right on the field, he was sitting on the field crying, literally crying.
Well, this isn't the first time we've seen players, especially recently, who are considered still in their prime, retiring. It's funny because the CBS Sports, as of 44 minutes ago, just published an article talking about, is early retirement a new NFL trend? And it's like, no, this has been building for the last couple of seasons, I would say, easily.
Yeah, with Megatron and everything else for different reasons, but still.
Megatron, Gronk, players who maybe,
big name players.
Maybe, 15, 20, 30 years ago, especially 20, 30 years ago, would have probably still kept playing. When Andrew Luck retired, it was like, these are players that are putting their health before, their career. Now, of course,
sons of bitches.
CBS Sports' take on it is, is early retirement a new NFL trend only for the elite moneymakers?
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is if you're the, making a league minimum special teams guy, well, you're probably going to play until your body won't let you anymore.
Yeah, if you're on the practice squad, you ain't retiring just yet.
If you're in the practice squad, you're like, yes, keep getting concussed, you son of a bitch. I want in.
Well, I mean...
7 concussions, I'd retire. Especially if he's got kids.
Yeah, because I'm trying to look up real quick how much he's made over his career so far.
A lot. It's been a lot. I don't know, man. Somebody like that's that prone to concussions, yeah, get out. Actually, I would put Luke on suicide watch because it's starting to look a lot like Junior Seau to me.
What? You're making this call 2 hours after he retired?
No, I am. Because of all the concussions and the early retirement, thinking that, there's a lot more to the story that people aren't saying and won't say because of his privacy and all that.
I don't know, man. I think you're fucking...
Yeah, that's...
You're straining to connect some dots that aren't even in the same coloring book, let alone the same connected dot book.
No. Junior Seau committed suicide and it was proven that he had CTE from all the hits and the concussions he had.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying I would watch Luke a little closer for a little while, make sure he's okay.
Oh, watching him and putting him on suicide watch, taking his belt and his shoelaces are two different things.
Suicide watch is a big difference in keeping an eye on somebody. Yeah, suicide. You can put on suicide watch in prison there, Ice.
Suicide watch is what Jeffrey Epstein should have been on, but wasn't.
Well, someone
when someone suicided him. But once again, we'll cover it.
He was on suicide watch. They planned it and carried it out.
Yeah, and they watched someone suicide him.
Yes.
They were eating popcorn. What are you talking about?
But no, he's made $110 million in his 7-year NFL career.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's time to go.
Let's say half is gone between. No, that's just $110 million. I'm assuming it's just what he's made via the NFL, not including any endorsements or any side things. So let's say half that's gone due to taxes, agents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. $55 million? Shit. You know what should take me to peace out all you motherfuckers? Just $2 million. Like, I would cease to exist because I'd just disappear off the face of the earth. Like, where's Rich? Oh no.
Last time I heard, he was on an island all by himself, looking for Wilson.
You wouldn't even hear that. Because I got some crackhead friends that would come floating over on a fucking wooden door talking about, can I borrow 20? Let me hold 10.
And let's be honest, too, Luke's a white guy, so most of that money's probably still there.
Well, that and his brain-damaged ass didn't have time to go out and spend it.
I'm willing to bet Luke didn't go out and, buy grills for him and all his friends. Or
no.
Take him and 20 of his boys to Vegas for the weekend.
He's not sitting there holding...
What did AP... Didn't AP, rent an elephant for something? Ride it into something?
Oh, Jesus. That sounds familiar. But then you got someone like Marshawn Lynch who's like... Pay attention to your money. Pay attention to your paper.
Yeah, because he's smart.
Well, and then he goes buys a Brodozer from the Diesel Power guys. Come on.
Hey, man, everyone should do it like Gronk. Gronk apparently has never cashed. He still has all of his game checks. He's been living off of his endorsement money. Apparently, Gronk has every single cent that the NFL ever paid him because he lived off his endorsements.
Oh, good. I mean, let's be honest here.
Maybe not the big meathead we all think he is.
Okay, you get to a certain point, you're making a certain amount of money. By the way, I was wrong. These numbers got somehow confused. I was looking at Andrew Luck made $110 million in his 7-year career. Keekly made $65 million in his career. So still enough for me to walk the fuck away from life. Yeah. It's enough for me to find some corner of the world and just never be bothered by anybody again. But
I would buy some big fancy house. I'd just buy a nice cozy place.
But no, if these guys are smart and they're putting money away like that, which I do think players these days, if they listen at the rookie symposiums, if they pay attention to the players who came before them that they grew up idolizing and worshiping, and they listen to the warnings that they're told, they're in a much better position. And the fact that they're checking out of the game before they're drooling, shadows of their former selves tells me that they've listened to somebody somewhere down the line.
Or this just hit me. Hear me out. It's just in this case. Ron Rivera's gone. Cam Newton's most likely gone. You think he's just going, let's retire.
Jalen Ramsey's gone.
Yeah, this team ain't doing anything. I'm done. I'm not going to hang around for the rebuild.
I imagine if he wanted to show out and enforce a trade, he could pretty much do that. And he could probably orchestrate a trade to a team that's at least a contender.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to look like Jalen Ramsey did when he was on when Ramsey was on the Jaguars.
Well, then, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the picture of him. I think the picture of him on the ground and crying, literally crying, tells me all I need to know about him leaving.
I mean, from the video I saw, his mind's telling him he could still play, but at some point his heart's telling him he could still play, but his brain's saying it's not in your body's best interest to keep
his
doing
heart's
this to
telling
yourself.
him he can still play. His brain's going, what?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I mean, once again, I can't blame the guy. You made your money, you made your mark. What's going to have to happen is that the NFL is going to have to, if this starts to become a trend where you see more and more of the superstar players retiring in their late 20s, early 30s, they're going to have to make adjustments of what they expect out of their stats because guys playing, having 15, 17-year-long careers are going to be fewer and farther between.
Oh, yeah.
So people are going to put up his stats next to a linebacker like, Derek Brooks or, somebody who played, for 15 seasons ago. Oh, his numbers are nowhere near that. Well, he didn't play as long. But now it's not just what are his total numbers, what was his impact when he was on the field? And if you start looking at his career that way, yeah, I'd say he's probably got a better than slight chance of wearing a gold jacket in Canton someday.
Yeah, he at least played the Super Bowl. He's got that going for him.
Well, I mean, he was considered one of the best players at his position while he played.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and unless the NFL has an image problem with the fact that, all the injuries and et cetera, and brain damage that's done to former players, this is a way to kind of, I guess, soften their image, help their image a little bit. If they start looking at players like him, like Megatron, like Andrew Luck, and instead of going, well, they retired too early, saying, well, they were, some of the best players at their position, not necessarily Andrew Luck, but you get my point. Some of the best players at their position when they played. And for that, they should be rewarded with whatever the fuck. I mean, they already let almost anybody into the fucking Football Hall of Fame anyways.
Yeah, this week, what was it? Bill Cowher and Jimmy Johnson got in.
Well, those guys deserve to be in.
Shit.
I mean, that's a no-brainer. He's one of
Jimmy Johnson as well.
He's one of 3 head coaches that Pittsburgh's had since the fucking merger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about that. He's that good of a head coach. There was only one before him and one after him. and
they all won Super Bowls. Go figure that shit out.
Yeah, and it's not like he only coached for like a couple of years here. He had double digits easy.
Wasn't his last game the Super Bowl with the bus?
Yeah, in Detroit, right?
Yep. No, I thought he coached one season after that.
Well, they had back-to-back championships, didn't they?
No, because one was Cowher and one was Tomlin, and I think there was a year or two between them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tomlin was 09, the 09 Super Bowl. That was one with against the Cardinals.
No, that was 06.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it?
No, that was the Seahawks. Here in Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the Seahawks. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson? Yeah,
oh,
sure.
Come on, dude.
No, come on.
Is it a Pro Football Hall of Fame or is it a Football Hall of Fame? Football All-Around Hall of Fame? Then yeah, he deserves to be in there. Pro Football Hall of Fame? Really?
Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah,
no?
All those rings that don't get him into the Hall?
What's all those rings? What, 2 rings?
Stop.
And then what did he do once he left Dallas?
Vacationed in Miami?
Yeah, pretty much. Early retirement.
Started doing extends commercials.
Extends.
So I'm just sorry. I think Jimmy Johnson was a much better college football coach than he was a pro football coach. I think he was handed the keys to a Ferrari and said, "Don't wreck this motherfucker." I really do, because there was a whole lot of what the fuck. How did Dallas?
Freddie Kitchens showed that you can fuck that up.
You can wreck the Ferrari.
No, it's true, but I mean, there was also a whole lot of what the fuck going on around the Dallas Cowboys at that point in time, that just dumb shit that fell into place. And if it hadn't fallen into place like it did, they basically what? Who did they trade to Minnesota for? All Minnesota's draft picks essentially. Oh, this is a running back. Fuck.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Yes. What kind of nonsense is that? Like, seriously, you just traded away an entire season's draft picks. I think it might even have been all the draft picks. That's happened twice.
Did he get Emmitt Smith out of it, though?
I think one season he got Emmitt Smith, and the next season he got Aikman and Irvin.
Irvin, yep.
Worked for him, I'd say.
Just a little.
But you know he wasn't the one pulling the fucking trigger on that shit, not with Uncle Jerry there. He was just the one who was like, maybe in Uncle Jerry's ear, like, look, you can't pass this up. Like, I understand he's your crown jewel, but every draft pick, come on now. We gotta make that move. I mean, it's the same fucking move that Ditka made when he was in with the Saints to get Ricky Williams.
Yep, sure is.
You know, he traded away this team's entire season's worth of draft picks.
That worked out well.
I'd argue Ricky Williams had a better career than most people give him credit for. He's just a head case. Like, he is seriously a fucking head case. Like, there's a lot more there than just him puffing on some fucking hippie lettuce.
Yeah, no, I watched a profile on him. Yeah, there's a lot of deeper issues there.
Ricky Williams has a lot of couch issues. Those are issues that need to be dealt with while lying down on a couch.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
Like, if you watch a profile on him, the weed is like the least of his problems.
Absolutely is.
And quite honestly, now, depending on what state he lives in, weed is not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, I'm just like, okay, it's shocking, as in, I guess I didn't see this coming with him as far as retirement like this, but it's not shocking that it's not shocking anymore that high profile players are retiring earlier. And when asked why, it's because, I don't know, I'd like to be able to pick up my grandkids.
Well, yeah,
I like to remember I have.
I would like to be able to change my grandkid's diaper instead of having my diaper and my grandkid's diaper changed right next to me.
He doesn't have any kids yet. I'd like to meet my grandkids. How about that?
Yeah.
I'd like to have the chance to have grandkids. But I'm not shitting on what you said, Rich. I'm just maybe taking it to the next level. I'm not surprised that a guy who's had 7 concussions retired.
I just didn't.
I didn't think about 4 or 5. You'd think about hanging it up. This guy went to 7. Lucky number 7. I retire.
Yeah. Once again, I didn't realize he had that many. But then again, I tend to think that no matter how many they tell us, they're still lowballing it.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. I have never seen another player sit on the field, take his helmet off, and cry.
Didn't Gronk come out while we were off and talk about he lost count of how many concussions he had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like Giselle trying to rat out Brady, and everybody's like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, if we're talking being knocked unconscious, even if you're like out on your feet to where you look like you're conscious, but like you just don't remember it, that's happened 3 times to me in my life. I mean, that I know of for sure. Like where I was out on my feet. Twice playing sports, once in a fight. So,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't playing varsity sports. You know, this was just hit the wrong way, head bounces the wrong way, you know, boom. I'm up, and next thing I know, it's like, where the fuck am I? How much time has went by?
Who are you people?
What year is it?
You know, when you get in a fight.
What's all this hair about?
When you get in a fight and the last thing you remember is squaring off with someone, you know you got your bell rang when you fucking come to, and you're just you're wobbling around on like, you know what I'm saying? On like, you feel like you're walking on stilts. You're like, oh, I got my bell rung. Okay, that's what happened there. But when you're playing sports, you're like, I'm not sure, and you don't want to be a punk and be like, what the fuck just happened? Everyone's like, what the fuck you mean? What just happened?
Where are my socks?
You know,
that's like that funny commercial. I forget what it was about, but it was the guy playing football and he got hit so hard he comes back to the coach. He's like, put me in. It's like, what? Who are you? He's like, I'm Batman.
Batman.
Yeah. Go sit down.
No, it's playing roller hockey. I've had my head bounce off the concrete, and it's like when my head clears, I'm sitting there skating, and I'm like, What the fuck?
Fuck. What end am I supposed to go to? Hang on a minute.
It's like when you drink and you have that blackout at the end of the night, and you wake up the next day and you're like, I feel like I did something really stupid, and someone's like, oh, you don't remember when you pissed in your suitcase in front of everybody? Nope. Nope, don't remember that. But I'm glad I could show everybody my dick. You know?
Yeah, that's where you wake up and you're like, oh god damn. Ow.
Yeah, it's like you come to and you're still playing the game and you're like, something happened, but I'm not really sure what. And like I said, you don't want to be now as an adult, of course I'd be like, what the fuck happened? Did I get knocked in the head? How come I don't remember the last 5 minutes clearly? But as 18, 19-year-old kid, no, you don't want to say that shit.
Right.
Hey pussy, you can't take a bump on your head.
Right, but at the same time, you can watch videos. I know where Luke's coming from, because you can watch videos where receivers go across the middle, get clocked in the head, and their arms go straight out. They're on the ground looking like they ride the bike. It's like you were concussed the moment you were hit.
That's getting your bell rung.
No, there's a difference. That's way different than getting your bell rung. Your bell looks like the Liberty fucking bell at that point, okay? It is correct. You got KTFO'd. That's what you got. Knock the fuck out.
What always sucks is when you see someone go down and their whole body stiffens. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And their arms go straight out, and they're like,
oh no.
Looks like they're riding a bike, yeah. You're like, oh. Stretcher!
It's like, what was that, Grandma's Boy? What is this weed called? The Frankenstein. They're doing the Frankenstein on the way down to the ground. Arms stuffed right. It's like, oh, shit. Like, oh, boy. That motherfucker's going to spend a lot more money on his health insurance after that hit.
Yeah.
You better hope his insurance agent is not watching.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the name your price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
One of those hits was like, oh, someone's getting the week off. Like you just know.
Antonio Brown had that when he got hit by.
Perfect, but dude,
Perfect.
I thought it was dead.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. I was like, uh-oh. Bye, Antonio.
No, Perfect. I thought he wasn't getting up. I didn't think he was dead, but I thought that was it for the use of his legs. Like, well, better start pricing out wheelchairs there, AB. Well, he's got a whole lot of money. You guys heard the song, right? Did you guys hear that when I sent it to you?
Oh God, no.
It's exactly what you think. It's that stupid mumble rap with the trap beats. He's auto-tuned like a motherfucker. Actually, no, he's not. Actually, no, he's making an attempt to sing. Like,
oh God, that's even worse.
Yeah,
I'd rather just hear him try to rap.
Like, it reminds me more of rap from like 2009. Like,
well, that's because his ass was on The Masked Singer, and they said he could sing.
No, the video I saw this week starring him was the one him cussing out the cops.
He threw a bag of dicks.
Yeah, like, as they're loading his kids into the back of the cop car, and he's like alternating between "It'll be okay, kids" to "Yeah, you punk ass motherfuckers, you punk ass this and that, pieces of shit, suck my dick, yeah, bitch, yeah, cunt." And then like in the next breath, "But it'll be okay, kids. Daddy loves you." And I'm just like, wait.
Dude, he's bipolar, right? Like, there's some medication he needs to be on that he is not on.
He's by something.
AB?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's still suffering from the perfect hit.
I'm just like, but I'm just saying, just how erratic his behavior has been. Like, there's something going on with that guy, right? This isn't just this isn't just a regular, ordinary asshole, right? This something's wrong with the guy.
The only video I'll refer to answer that question is the video he posted when he got cut from the fucking Raiders.
Yeah. He's running around the backyard with no shirt and no shoes.
I'm saying, yes, there's something way wrong with AB. Like, I would take drugs to act like AB. All right, he has to take drugs to be fucking sober.
Exactly. He's one of those people. We take drugs to get like he is. He takes drugs and he becomes normal.
Right, and fucking Luke was just like, I'm done with everything. Fuck it all.
And then he threw a bag of dicks. No, wait. No, one more thing on that Antonio Brown story. Where he lives in Florida, Hollywood, Florida, or whatever, he gives to the police athletic league down there. Like, pretty much supports.
Oh yeah, they cut him off.
They gave his money back.
They did. Oh, it's terrible.
Like, dude, I've never heard of a donation being given back. Like, nah, dude, we're good with this.
Well,
I've never heard of that.
Where's Kaepernick when you need him?
I know, right?
NWA, where you at? Come on, Ice Cube, sing it.
But all right, let's talk about teams that are actually playing football. Now, let's talk about the playoffs.
Or not.
Hey, by the way, can I get some love? I was the closest on the Lions' actual record with my 1-15.
What, 3-14?
3, whatever, and 1.
Didn't I say? What did I say? I thought I said 5-11.
Yes. So yeah, yeah, I guess we tie. We're both 2 games away.
Hey, I was there. 14-1, 14-2.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is we don't have to talk about the Lions, so their Super Bowl day, which is the draft.
Yeah. Well, what's hilarious though is, didn't we say it? That tie fucked them. They're picking 3rd instead of 2nd because of that fucking tie.
Mm-hmm. You know what though? He cleared out the entire coaching staff though.
Well, yeah,
he was like, "All right, it's me or you, and it ain't going to be me."
Yeah, exactly, to save his job, to show that he's to be Ralphie Wiggum. Look, I'm helping.
Meanwhile, he's more of the. If he's a Wiggum meme, he's in the back of the bus going, "I'm in danger."
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
talking about getting ahead of it. Oh shit! All right, everybody out.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
So all right, divisional round.
Speaking of everybody out, how you doing, Tom?
He still won his division. He still went to the playoffs.
Oh, I'm not doing this with you again.
Yeah,
he has lost a step.
Again, when he doesn't win his division and he doesn't go to a playoff game, I'll agree with you. But
whatever, dude. He was
defending Super Bowl champ, and you won the division.
And you're in the wild card game for the first time in 10 years. Guess what? You lost a step.
It wasn't the wild card game. You don't play in a wild card game if you win your division.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. It was a wild card game.
No, it wasn't.
And you lost.
You don't play a wild card game if you win the division. Wild card teams play each other.
Dude, they said it like 20 times. The Patriots are in the wild card game for the first time.
They said the Patriots missed the bye week for the first time. And the Patriots generally always get the bye week.
That's what they said.
He was in the wild card round.
That's what I said.
Wild card round is not the wild card necessarily game.
Yeah, how are they in the wild card? But how are they in the wild card round if they won the division? Are they playing a wild card team? Because the Bills did not win that division. The Patriots won that division.
They were playing a wild card team.
I'm sitting here looking at it. It says wild card round.
Yes.
Bills, Texans, Titans, Patriots, Seahawks, Eagles, Vikings, Saints. Divisional round. Vikings, 49ers, Titans, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Seahawks, Packers. Conference championship round. And then, obviously, Titans, Chiefs, Packers, 49ers. So, yeah, it goes wild card, divisional, conference round. That's just what they named the rounds. So if they don't get to bye, obviously, doesn't mean they're a wild card team. Just means they didn't finish.
Okay, so they
got to clinch. You have to clinch. Yes, was it the first 2 teams to clinch in their division?
Yes.
Get to bye. Sure. So, yeah. So they weren't one of the first 2 teams to clinch. That's all that means.
Right, so they were in the wild card round for the first time in 10 years. He's lost a step. And then he lost in the wild card round.
You're talking about someone who's the defending champion who won his division, who went to a playoff. You're saying he's lost a step.
Yes.
No.
Okay, but wait a minute. When does some respect start getting thrown the Titans' way? Because they took down the Patriots and the Ravens so far.
Because in my opinion, they're my dark horse pick to win. You just took out the Pats and the Ravens in consecutive weeks. Make room for me on your bandwagon. Because that was impressive.
As impressive as that was, it ends this week.
Against the Chiefs? I don't know.
Chiefs.
I don't know.
Okay. Watch.
I have been watching. The thing is that what's been winning these games for Tennessee? Their defense.
No. Henry not being able to stop him.
Henry and their defense. Their defense has stepped up.
A little bit. But Henry, they can't stop him. And when they do, Tannehill throws to the fucking tight end.
I'm just saying, like, you beat the Pats and the Ravens consecutive weeks. Like, that's, I'm in. I'll pick you to the end. Because that just seems like a team of destiny type situation going on with Tennessee.
It's a Cinderella story, but Cinderella's ball ends at midnight. Sorry.
You said that after. You want me to go back in the chat? You said that exact same shit after they beat the Patriots.
I did. And I thought for sure that Jackson wasn't going to be stopped, and he was. Absolutely was. He was hammered stopped.
Hey, if they just beat the new hotness, they should have no problem with old and busted if we use the transitive property.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm telling you right now, Kansas City. Kansas City has way more.
Is Kansas City at home?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't. And then this year, I definitely wouldn't. Kansas City at home this year has been awful. I believe.
I agree with you. However, what I've got to tell you is they have way more offensive weapons than the Titans do.
Who? They have Cheetah. They have a backfield by committee, and then they have Tyreek Hill, and then they got Mahomes.
Keep going.
That's it.
Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, I always forget about him. Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
With who?
Robinson, Hardman.
Yeah. Nope. You're done.
Hardman's a Pro Bowl returner, dude.
Yeah, returner.
That's big. Special teams, how you doing?
Yeah. And he's had like 2 touchdowns the whole year. I'm not going to say a guy who scored twice is a threat.
On special teams.
No, he's played receiver too, because if you recall, their receiving core was banged up a lot this year. I'm just saying the Chiefs aren't, and we've seen it. The Chiefs aren't as money this year as they were last year. I wouldn't just, especially with the way Tennessee's been playing, I wouldn't hand this round. I wouldn't just hand it to Kansas City. I wouldn't.
It's not going to be a cakewalk, and I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying they're going to come out ahead. They have a way bigger reason to win. They want the Hunt Trophy way more than anybody else.
I mean, they were being crowned last year, and last year's the year that Mahomes threw 50-something touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't get it done last year. What makes you think it's going to be different this year?
It's just a different feel for that team, dude. I'm sorry, they got punched in the mouth last weekend. They got punched in the mouth last weekend.
Who?
Kansas City. In the first quarter, they were down 21-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should tell you that this isn't the Chiefs team of last year, and they should be worried.
What happened in the second quarter? They took the lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm telling you, they're resilient. They're just overall on the right track, dude. And I don't see Tennessee overcoming that. Tennessee is not going to put the brakes on them.
We can respectfully agree to disagree there. I don't think it's...
Well, I mean, that's why they call them picks. I'm just telling you.
I don't think
it's not going to happen.
It's that cut and dry. Kansas City this year, they're mortal this year.
They are mortal, and that's okay. Tennessee doesn't have what it takes to stick a fork in them, I'm telling you.
Okay, they just beat Tom Brady, and then they beat the Ravens, who everyone said that Super Bowl was going through. You're sure about that statement?
I am. I mean, Tom Brady has lost.
The Ravens were never in that. The Ravens were never in that game.
Vrabel found a way to stop Jackson. That's all that is. A defensive linebacker learned how to stop him.
They also had to stop Mark Ingram too. If you recall, Mark Ingram was having a career year. They also figured out how to stop Mark Andrews, who was who was a top 3 tight end this year.
I'm with you. The whole Wildcat offense that Ravens had, Vrabel was like, I got this. And then he showed it. And the Ravens didn't have an answer. The Ravens thought the same thing everybody else did. They can't stop this. And they did. And once they did stop it, they didn't have an answer. There was nothing more they could do.
Listen, you just do the same thing this weekend. You just focus on Mahomes.
No, but that's just it. Mahomes is not Jackson. He has weapons. He has options.
He's got one weapon, man. He's got or 2.
I just went through.
He's got 2.
You want me to? Yeah.
He's got Hill and he's got Kelce. That backfield by committee ain't no weapon.
He's got Robinson. He's got Hardman. Dude,
who have,
All
I
right.
think, 4 touchdowns for the whole season between the two of them. Yeah, huge weapons.
Role players nonetheless. And people that if you're going to double cover Hill or Kelsey is going to become wide open. Oh, and what's his nuts from Buffalo? Starts with Watkins. Sammy Watkins.
What, he plays on... Oh, no, he's on the Chiefs now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what are you talking about? He's had an awful year. He had one good... His first game was his best game, and he's perennially injured.
Okay, but he's coming on in the playoffs, though, so...
Yes, so is Tennessee. Again, they've just beaten in consecutive weeks New England and Baltimore. I'm not counting them out.
Here's the problem with Kansas City and the Titans. Just like Kansas City's not going to have an answer for Henry. All right, get that documented here and now. They don't have an answer for Henry. It's going to be damn near impossible for them to stop him. It's the exact same way for the Titans. They are not going to have an answer for Mahomes. Mahomes can run, throw, do whatever he wants to do, and there's not much that the Titans are going to be able to do about it because they don't have the defensive people to do it. When you're looking at the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens, they didn't have to have a huge, stout defense to do anything about anything.
They've collectively they've let 25 points by in 2 games. Defense
Right.
looks pretty stout to me.
We'll see this week because it's going to be tested.
You know,
They
put up 28 against Baltimore. I mean,
it's a big if they beat Kansas City, then the Titans will be the Super Bowl champions. But I don't see them getting past Kansas City.
we will respectfully agree to disagree there. I think they're the team to beat now. Sometimes it's all about when you get hot. They got hot at the right time, man.
I gotcha, but there's always a time to get cooled off, and I'm telling you it's this week. Don't make a bet on this game. I'm telling you, if you feel that the Titans are going to stay hot,
Again,
don't bet.
I feel like I need to bring up they just eliminated the best team in the league last week.
The 2 best teams in the league, I gotcha, and I understand what you're saying.
Why
but
they didn't play San Francisco or Green Bay or New Orleans?
It's not going to happen, Haas. Believe it.
Let's see. What's their Chiefs record at Arrowhead this year? It's under 500.
It is. It's horrendous.
I wouldn't just watch how Tennessee's been playing. I wouldn't hand it to them. I just wouldn't.
I'm not handing it to anybody. I'm telling you, it's going to be a shootout. But Mahomes is going to win the shootout.
All right. So let's move on to what's the other game? Green Bay and son of a bitch. Oh, it's late. Who the fuck's Green Bay
San
playing
Francisco.
on? San Francisco, yes.
San Francisco.
This is another one. Flip a coin, man. I like Green Bay's offense better.
You're right, because all that San Francisco has is Kittle.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's all you need.
It's another team with backfield by committee.
But it's a good backfield. By committee.
You know why it's good? Because they've run the ball the most of any team this year. Yeah, you take 100 shots, you're going to make a lot more than if you take 50, if that makes any sense to you.
No, absolutely. The more shots you take, the more you're going to get. I get you. But it's still a good running games. I mean, they really do. They got a great offensive line. Joe Staley, how you doing?
I think this is just... If San Francisco wins, they're going to win like Denver did in 2015. The defense is going to win that game for them.
San Francisco with Bosa and that whole line is going to stop Adams. It's going to, or Jones. My bad, Jones. And you're going to have, number 25 on Adams. Where's he going to go, dude? Where's Rodgers going to go?
He can go to Adams. He can go to Lazard. He can go
he's not going,
to
Allison. Not going to Adams.
He can go to
Geronimo Allison? Come on now. You were sitting there talking about Sammy Watkins.
Jimmy Graham's his tight end.
Jimmy Graham.
There are more offensive weapons. There are more offensive weapons on Green Bay than there are on San Francisco. San Francisco's defense has pretty much carried them this season.
No, true statement, and I'm with you on that. At the same time, I'm telling you, I don't see it, dude. I don't see it.
Also, it's Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy G. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take him to school and go, hey, nice season, but I've been here before.
You know what's funny is it's Brett Favre's backup compared to Brady's backup.
Yes.
That's what's funny to me. 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, their backups are going to be facing each other.
But I think there's something to be said for you've been there before. I think that's where Green Bay is going to shine as well.
Well, he has been there before. He just hasn't played. But he's watched how to handle it.
No, but I'm talking about the Green Bay has been this version of the Packers has been to the playoffs. The Niners have not been to the playoffs since 2012.
Yeah, since
anyone that was on that team the last time they made the playoffs is still on that team? Probably not. Frank Gore's long gone.
Patrick Willis, Bowman, Kaepernick.
Yeah, this version of the Packers has been in the playoffs together. So there's something to be said for you've been there before.
Yeah.
Adams has been there before. Jones has been there before. Rodgers has been there before. So all in all, I think it's going to be a great weekend of football, honestly.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a great weekend of football.
I think the NFC game is going to be the best game.
No, I see. Now, I don't know which one's going to be the great game because they're both looking pretty stout.
Yeah, just
you have the run game and the pass game in the Titans-Chiefs game, and you have the defensive battle that's going to be the other game with the Packers and 49ers. So
yeah, that's gonna be an old school game, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's in San Francisco. I say if we can get it to snow, it'd be awesome. Be one of those, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field type of games, but not this year.
Nah.
So anything else? We pretty much cover it.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot we're missing. We've been off forever.
Yeah.
That speaking of people that aren't playing anymore, looking over at Dallas, you don't have a coach anymore.
Yep.
You do have a coach, actually, and it's the same coach that coached in Green Bay.
Yeah, I think Mike McCarthy, with that group of players, I think Dallas is going to be just fine.
I looking at him going, oh, wow.
Yeah, they'll be fixed next year. They'll be fine. They damn near made the playoffs this year. The Eagles had to fuck around and not lose.
Yep.
No, it's Dallas will be fine next year.
Yep, and Panthers have their new head coach.
They have a guy from Baylor. Riverboat Ron ended up in Washington. Oops.
Yeah, just so much moving.
I think Riverboat Ron's going to look at that move and go, "Oh, I should not have done this."
What was I thinking?
Yeah. What jobs were open? He could have went to Dallas. What the Giants fired Shermer.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been anywhere.
Yeah. After next year, Detroit job's going to be open.
Yep.
So yeah, the coaching carousel has begun as well. And I'm sure it's not done spinning. And I'm sure after the Super Bowl, it will continue to. I bet you if Andy Reid loses, bye.
No. They love Andy Reid here. He's God.
How?
I don't know. You would think he would be God in Philly, but no, he's God here.
Neither place. Andy Reid has just proved he can get you there, but he can't close the deal.
Right.
Andy Reid's the guy in the bar who chats up a chick all night and then at 1:30 just leaves. Yeah. All right, cool. It's nice talking to you all night. I'm going home.
And she's sitting there dripping going, wait, what?
Wait, yeah, huh?
What the fuck did I drink all this liquor for then, dick?
Yeah. Why'd I believe all your lies?
Yeah, there's so much we missed, but that's okay. We'll be back.
I think 2 playoff losses in 2 years with the guy who's being touted as the next GOAT, that could possibly get you to lose your job.
Yeah, but you did lose your star running back.
They could have kept him. They know they could have kept him.
They should have kept him, but, it looks bad.
They should have just said, you're suspended till next year, and they should have just kept him because they could have used him this year.
Badly.
Yeah, instead,
God, did they need him.
Instead, he's going to be part of the best tandem backfield in the NFL next season.
Yeah, God, they needed him.
Can you imagine the right coach gets a hold of Cleveland, how crazy that's going to be?
It looks like that happened.
It's going to, like I said, it's going to be Hunt and Chubb in the backfield, and it's going to be the receiver core that they have. It's going to be ridiculous. They could get the right, like I said, they gave a first-year coach, they gave a 16-year-old keys to a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
A first-year coach should not have had a team like that. I'm sorry.
No.
A first-year coach should have had the team they had the year before that. But yeah, no, this was someone getting their first coaching gig and giving them the '92 Cowboys. Hey, here you go.
Yeah, right. Okay, go do what you're supposed to do, guys.
Yeah. Are we playing the football? Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's not what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. Rich had to bail. He didn't say why. My guess it's probably health related with his heart stuff or something. I don't know. Maybe he had to poop. Maybe he had a hot date. I don't know. But Rich says goodbye, and he'll see you next week. And so do we. Remember, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, something I'm missing. Oh, ChristopherMedia.net. Duh. And, yeah. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.